Welcome friends, welcome to our channel Learning and Development. On this particular channel, we are posting learning related to applied psychology, the various tools, techniques and the principles that you can apply for self-improvement. So before starting today's session, I would request you, if you have not subscribed the channel, you can subscribe it so that you don't miss any particular video series. Also, you can press bell icon so that you don't miss any of this particular video series. So let us get into the today's session. Today's session I have taken is on understanding self-efficacy. Very interesting and important aspect because it has got of influence in our day-to-day life, wherein we try to reach some kind of a goal. We want to achieve some kind of a performance. It could be in any dimensions of our life, could be academic, could be job related, sports or business related. Everywhere this concept of self efficacy comes into the picture, and how it will be helpful for us to understand it and improve it, we'll see in this particular presentations. So let us start the presentation. Understanding self efficacy. So basically, uh, there are two things. One is a person has a ability to perform a particular task and reach a goal. And the second thing is that the person is not able to evaluate that he or she has the ability. So self-efficacy is basically, the meaning is the person's evaluation of his or her ability to perform a particular task, reach a goal, or overcome obstacle. So it is more of the awareness. The evaluation part is more important than having the ability. There is a possibility that the person could have the ability or may not have the ability, but the awareness, the evaluation by the person is very important. So that's the reason sometimes when we take up some task, you can correlate with any of your tasks which you have taken, maybe in the academic area, or it could be in your job scenarios, or taking some project, or maybe participating in some sports competition or event. Sometimes you feel that, I think I can. You have a thought process, then it is followed by a feeling, I feel I can. So what I'm trying to figure out here is, when your thought and your feeling both are in same line, so that is, the chances of you achieving that result or doing a good performance increases, because your thought and your feelings are in line. I have also taken a detailed video on self conflict, wherein there is a conflict between your thought process and your feeling process. They are the other way, like you think that you cannot do it, but you have a feeling that you can do it. Or it's the other way, you think that you can do it, but you get a feeling that it is not possible or you can't do it. So that is called self conflict. That is another subject which you need to understand. So I have made a detailed video on that, you can go through it so as to better understanding. But in this case, we are talking more on the alignment of our thoughts and feelings. So efficacy basically is nothing but when your thoughts and the feelings are aligned, so you get the desired result. So basically, getting the desired results is nothing but your self efficacy, evaluation of that key. Yes, it is possible for me, and that is only possible when your thought and the feelings are in the same line. So hope this particular brief introduction about efficacy is clear. Now based on this, let us move ahead into the presentation to understand it much better. So these are some of the psychological facts. So individuals with high self efficacy are able to give that extra effort, that extra step. Very important and interesting. You would have seen, let it be in the field of sports or exercise. The people who have got high self efficacy, they know that, it is almost done. Let us do that and it will be done. There are some people who, almost 99% they reach to their goal, and they lose somewhere the track, and they don't know that even this 1% extra, if they could have done, they would have performed better. But the people who have got self efficacy, they have that, evaluation ability, and they work towards it, and that brings the difference. A small difference of high self efficacy brings the difference. Now you would have seen the results can be obtained in the sports also, where the players, the winning and losing of the match all depends on, this is one of the very important factors, wherein if you are, you can take up any sports, whether an athlete or a cricket or a football, wherein, within a last minute, the goal has to be scored. A player, has a strong and a high self efficacy, and he or she has the ability to get that desired results. You have seen in the cricket matches also, even in the last over, the last ball, the players have that high self. So in the field of anywhere, it could be for the sports person or a career or a business, or for the students in the academic performance, the self efficacy is very very important, psychological tool that will give you the desired results and the desired performances. So you would have seen some people in the exercise also, they try to do some exercises, but they are not able to sustain it. They lose a track somewhere. The reason is because they have this low self efficacy. And in the academics, you have seen people with high self efficacy, they score good marks, they are able to do well in academic, even if they are of average intelligence, but based on their other mechanisms, systematic study, revision, time management, the various other tools they apply, and they get good results, and sometimes they do better than the others also, which is not expected. The reason is they have got self efficacy very high. In the businesses, you have seen, especially the sales persons, when they have to do the sales, they just try on that last to get that particular order. They do just extra efforts. All are indication of the high self efficacy, even in the jobs and the career. So this is very very important. So individuals with high self efficacy are able to give that extra efforts and get the desired results and performances. So let us move ahead. In the social situation also, self efficacy has a huge impact on your interpersonal relationships, and you know that how important are interpersonal relationships in today's scenarios. All your growth and development lies, because every day you have to deal with the other person. So low social self efficacy, sometimes what happens is due to the lack of social skills, that leads to anxiety and avoidance and fear and all sorts of things. So basically what is happening is, you have not learned the skill. Let us say, take up some example, let us say one of the social skills is meeting new people, that is, or let us say it is a public speaking, or in a group you have to discuss a task. So basically what happens is, suppose you have not learned that skill, so what happens is you feel anxious. Suppose tomorrow you have to give a presentation in front of the class, or in front of the public, you have to give a public speech. So what happens is you feel anxious because you have not learned that particular skill, and you try to avoid that. And if it happens frequently, or a negative feedbacks are given after your presentations, it becomes more strong. And then finally what will happen is you will develop a low self efficacy towards social. So what I'm trying to figure out here is, there are possibility that the person can be good in one area, at the same time the low self efficacy in the other area. For example, let us take a subject. You find one student very good in social or a science, but at the same time, when it comes to maths, they are not able to perform that way. They are actually not able to score good marks. So there could be ability, because there's a chances that the study skills are there, the intelligence level is there, but the reason is again the self efficacy, because for that particular situation or that particular subject, the negative feedbacks have been given, or his own past experiences are not good. I mean, for xyz reasons, the self efficacy has gone down. So this is very very important, and just try to understand what I'm trying to figure out here, so that you can correlate and understand it better. So when the negative feedbacks are given, obviously you develop a low self efficacy. But it is more of developing, even though you have an ability, but you are not able to evaluate it, then it is of no use. So that is the reason this self efficacy is very very important, even in the social situations also. Now, this is very very important slide. Please understand, the sources and influences that affect your self efficacy are very very important. The moment you understand them, you will keep on working on them. And the negative side of this makes the low, and the positive side of this makes it high self efficacy. And you know the importance of high self efficacy. So first point is coaching and feedback. If you're getting a negative coachings and the feedbacks, obviously it will get reduced. On the other hand, if it is positive, it will get increased. so that you can correlate. I'll just discuss the factors. One is visualization. So we keep on visualizing the events in the future, like, no, this is what is going to happen, this is how it will happen. So your visualization has a great impact on, because when you're visualizing, your mind is actually experiencing it, and your mind has, not much ability to distinguish between the visualized and the real event. And that's the reason even the visualization is on the good part, that becomes good results, it can give. The past experiences based stored in your memories also influence. So it's a very very beautiful thing which we are seeing here is, generally we, you take up any time, generally most of the time you will find that you are either visualizing some things or you are living in your memories. So either your thought process or your feelings are driven by your memories or your visualizations, and the concept of living in that particular moment disappears. And this is what is the human nature all about. So I'll be taking a detailed video on the living in the moment, understanding the time concept and all, in a separate aspects. But here I am just trying to figure out how powerful are your, thoughts and your feelings and your visualizations, that affects so many parameters of your personality that brings results. So such a powerful is this visualization and your past experiences. Then there is something called observed learning. Suppose you have observed somebody, you have seen somebody, they have not done well, then you get a feeling that, oh, these people, they are not able to do it, then it will be tough for me also. On the other hand, if you're able to see people, they are able to do it, then you also get belief that yes, it is possible. That's the reason, suppose this is an event, and you are not aware about that particular task or an obstacle, and let us say you are participating in particular game, so you prefer to go second or third. The reason being is that when the person goes first, you will be able to see how it is being done. So that is called observed learning. So that also influences your self efficacy. And of course, this is most important, the emotional state. Obviously, if you are not in a good emotional state, then the efficacy will be almost reduced. So being in a good emotional state itself is a big subject. But having a good thought process and a good feeling will give you a good emotional state, free from stress and worries and anxiety. So these are some of the very very important and critical factors, the sources and the influences, you can say. And understanding these will help you to understand and improve your self efficacy much better. Now, why the self efficacy is important? By this time you would have understood the importance, but I will also now highlight it. So self efficacy has an influence on our behavior and performance. So that's the reason it is very very important. All your goal settings, all your achievements, your performances will be, based on your self efficacy. And that is the reason it has to be high. And self efficacy is not fixed, it can be changed by positive feedbacks. Very very interesting and important concept. There's one technique by giving positive feedback. There are a lot of other psychological techniques and all, by which visualization, what we have seen in the previous slides, can be done. There are the reason are, we are aware, but when we get motivated to do some things, but we are not able to do it. The reason is being, the 80% of the psychological part we don't understand, and there you need a expert or a counselor or a psychologist. You need some kind of a guidance or help to overcome your self psychological barriers. So this is the area wherein you can actually work on and improve upon your self efficacy. Now to move further, basically how to improve it is, I just have a small example. Sometimes we generally do also, so the parents can give, even give positive feedbacks sometimes to help the child to gain self efficacy. Suppose we are playing some games with them, and sometimes we try to, be little bit liberal, and we lose it, so that they gain the confidence that yes, they performed well. So we do this kind of thing sometimes. Suppose I'll also suggest parents also, to do this kind of things to students. Suppose, academic performance also improves in this manner. Suppose the students, they have not, scored well marks in the exam, and they themselves are, feeling bad for it. And on top of that, if the parents start shouting, the child will get confused. On the other hand, if you can actually, appreciate the child, saying that okay, you, what you have done is good, that is a good marks you have got, you can do better. Instead of scolding, you can actually motivate them. Yes, you could have done better, this is very good, you have done, almost done, little bit of things is more pending, you can just improve upon that, and yes, you done. So this will, give an opportunity for the child, even if it is a kind of a false positive feedback, but this will give an opportunity to child for gaining, improving the self efficacy high. And once their self efficacy, the ability to evaluate their abilities improves, then they will set up the high targets. They will, I have also taken a detailed video on level of aspiration, so I don't want to discuss more on that topic here, but you can refer that level of aspiration. It has to do more with the motivation. So once you see that video, you will get some clarity on that. So what you can do is you can actually appreciate and motivate your child towards, a positive feedback, so that they get, self efficacy is high. So that is one area of example I have told. There are a lot of techniques also, like, with systematic desensitizations and other things. A lot of phobias and other things have been, helped. They have been very effective. Behavioral therapy also we, do to, help the people who, identify the issues. And these are the two areas which I have mentioned: self conflict and self confidence. Very very relevant and important to understand and improve self efficacy. Self conflict, I have made a detailed video wherein your thought and your feelings are not in the same line. So you need to resolve it, and why it is happening, you will understand better once you go through it. So you have to resolve your self conflict, and self confidence has to be improved. So when you improve your self confidence, that has an impact on self efficacy. So there's a difference between self confidence and self efficacy. Self confidence is more on believing in your abilities, but self efficacy is evaluating those abilities. That is what is the difference. So if you're not able to evaluate for a particular task or a particular goal, it will be very tough. So hope this particular concept of self efficacy is very very important, and one of the most important tool here is visualization. Because generally, most of the time we spend in either past memories or visualization. So it is always good to visualize good things and move ahead, so that will have a better impact. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much. For any coaching, counseling, and consulting, you can contact on my particular number. And generally, this is an area, especially when it comes to academic performance. We counseling psychologists help a lot of students to, increase their self-efficacy, and then they perform better. Some of the psychologists who work along with the sports persons, athletics, in their field, in their area, they also work on this particular concept, and they help in, increasing the self efficacy of the athletes and the sports person and player. And they have got that. So the games, the tournaments are not won on the grounds, but they are won in the mind itself initially, and that is very very important. So as a sports psychologist, those who are working in that area, along with them, they work closely with the psychology part of the player, and they help them to improve the self efficacy. So same concept can be also applied in various areas of your jobs or your projects. When if you're a startup, you're taking a business, this is very very important aspect, where you need to actually evaluate your abilities. Whether it is in the academic area, you can, really produce good results. Desired results can be achieved. So thank you so much. Hope you have liked the video. If you feel that it is good, helpful for others, you can share with your near and dear ones in your friend circle. And also, if you have not subscribed the channel, I request you can subscribe the channel, so that you don't miss any particular videos. I will be happy to answer to your comments in the comment section in the videos. You can also mention the areas where you feel that you have experienced such things. That will also add advantage and for better understanding from my perspective to you also. And as usual, for any coaching, counseling, and consulting, you can contact me on my particular number, or you can send me an email. I'll be happy to reply to your emails. Thank you so much. Thank you.